Welcome to Gray Overload. I'm Anthony. Today I want to take a look at the AMD EPYC processor. I'm kind of excited about this guy, and I want to take a look at the launch this last week and what we should be expecting. Let's dive in. So AMD EPYC has launched this past week. It's their server platform, and I'm pretty excited for both an enterprise solution, IT side, business side, as well as a consumer side, because this is going to be beneficial to both in many, many different areas. But let's dive into a little bit of what was all released. And, because AMD has not been in the server market for a very long time. I remember doing an Opteron back in the day, and I haven't even touched AMD. I've been doing Intel servers for a while here. But the whole EPYC line seems very, very competitive overall. They have the 7251 for the low end, all the way up to the 7601 processor on their high end side, and that's their top of the line. Starting out with 1 core with 16 threads, and they have 316 with 32 threads, 224 core processors with 48 threads, and 332 core processors with 64 threads. So that's their breakdown, as you can see here. And their boost clocks and their base frequencies and their boost frequencies are pretty good. I mean, all the way up to the boost are going all the way up to 3.2 gigahertz, and their base is around 2 gigahertz, give or take. So the TDP though is the really nice thing is it's running from 120 watts to 180 in those TDPs. What's really great, I think the best part of these processors is that there's no restrictions with the memory channels, so it's got full 8 channels, and then it also has no restrictions for the PCI Express lanes, which is 128 PCIe 3.0 lanes, which is great. So I'm very impressed with all those PCIOs. Now that relates to memory wise that you're going to be able to have 2 terabytes of memory accessible on these processors if they're all stacked up to that. So if you have a dual socket, that's 4 terabytes, which is pretty insane overall. One big thing that I'm very, very interested in and still learning a lot more about is the security subsystem that AMD has in here. I've read some good things about it already. I'm waiting to see if this is going to address a lot of some of the issues that were out in some of the Intel platforms as well. Time will tell. I hope AMD does open source some of that. But getting back to the competition now between Intel and AMD on this processor, it's going to be interesting to see how Intel counters this, because AMD kind of came into this now with a bang. They've been out of the server market. I don't think they should have ever left, but there was decisions made that they were out of it. And now they came back, and they came back with not just, oh, I'm going to dip my foot in it. They came back, and they came back into the splash to be able to see how is Intel going to counter this. And my biggest thing is now, it's not so much that Intel has all the market share and they have like almost 100%. AMD's market share rounds to 0, right? In the x86 portion of it, especially. And so I'm just like, how much market share is AMD going to take? Now, these are high margin products, and Intel loves this market, right? You get a high margin product, you make a lot off of that. And the reason why I'm excited for consumers as well as enterprise is that now AMD's got a high margin item that they can now sell, and they're going to be able to take that profit and reinvest it back into R&D to make even better products. And I think that Lisa Su is the CEO of AMD, which I have mad respect for. She has done an amazing job and getting AMD back in the game. And I think she has the understanding with her background and stuff is, hey, I have to make sure that we are investing back in and pushing our products forward so we continue to have the best products out there that we can have. And I'm excited to see how she reinvests that in, especially with the cores and the, like the Zen core and everything else that they're using in this EPYC processor, and make that better, because that actually improves the the desktop line here too, the consumer line, right? The Threadripper line, that helps all that area, the laptop line. So all of that's going to benefit from higher margin products and be able to make more money, especially paying down their debt, etc. So I'm pretty excited about that as well. But going through some performance numbers that they have up here, I'll have more in the description below. I encourage you as well to look out at everyone else's performance benchmarks, especially when you see some more coming out into the world as well, because I'm pretty sure people, as soon as they get it, they'll be benchmarking these as well, which will be super exciting for us to see more of those benchmarks. But they have said 25% better integer performance than they're comparing two socket servers compared with the Intel Xeon processor E5 2699 AV4, and I believe all these are based upon the 2699 AV4. So, and they're using the 7601 for this. So, then they have 59% better floating point performance. Then they said 66% better performance on a single socket server. So this is single socket, not dual socket. The first two were dual. And then most importantly, better balance of resources to make real world workloads perform better. More cores, more memory, more bandwidth, more I/O capacity. I mean, overall, I think it's great that they have all this I/O. You take a look at where companies are going right now. It's a lot of machine learning. You're going to want more I/O overall, right? Let's say they announced the Radeon Instinct line. So now if you throw a whole bunch of those in, you're going to need more bandwidth. And if you can go directly to processor, skipping an extra bus where it's, is an extra thing in there to communicate, you got more potential for more performance. Let's say you have a server that you need data on, right? And it's all storage. Well, now you throw up a whole bunch of NVMe drives or a whole bunch of SATA drives or whatever into the PCI lanes, and all of a sudden that's all right there. You got a great storage server. I really like a lot of the partners that they have and they had up on stage. You had Microsoft, you had HPE, you had Dell, you had, I'm sorry that for all the ones that I'm going to miss here, but there's a lot of them. Dropbox had a video up there as well, and I'm interested to see that, because they were using they like the single socket servers, but then you got all the storage on the back end to help, some of those consumer products, which Dropbox is, right, and enterprise. They have both. And now all your stuff and all your storage and everything else is better performance, and hopefully they get it more reliable as well with the security side of things as well. So there's a lot of great with his products. Overall, what I think is that this is a great opportunity for AMD. I think that this is a great opportunity for Intel to be able to respond and say, hey, we got great products as well. Here's our improvements, and here's how we've moved ourselves forward as well. So I think there's positives on both sides, because especially for the consumers and the enterprise and, all over the place, is that now we have more competition that's going back and forth, more opportunity for innovation in a segment that has been kind of stagnant and just slowly getting better. And now maybe we can get some more leapfrogging, more, hey, how do we make this better? How do we be able to create an opportunity so that consumers can have better benefits overall? And that's what I'm about, and that's what I like to see. So I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and continue to your support with your subscribing and liking this video. Thanks for watching Gray Overload. If you like this content, be sure to subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Gray Overload.